Trust me when I say this, self-help for the longest time did not work for me. Not until I started my healing journey. And now when I look back, I actually realized why it happened. I would watch videos, like so many YouTube videos, and I would consume a lot of content about self-help and how to grow and how to become your best version and all of that. But it did not work. And sometimes it gets frustrating because you think, is this advice even worth it? Does this stuff actually work? But now that I've learned why those things did not work for me back then and why they work now, so I wanted to share some of the things that I did and the mistakes that I made, which you might be making as well if self-help was not working for you. Assalamu alaikum everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Nida and I help people get into their self-love, self-development journey through sharing my writings, my experiences and everything in between. So let's get started. As I've mentioned before, I started my healing journey 2 years ago and a lot of things have changed since then. I have realized so many things and basically I have started doing a lot of things that I did not do before I started my journey. And today I really wanted to talk about something related to self-help not working. There were so many mistakes that I was making and I think a lot of people make them too. So I hope that this video and the points that I'm going to mention can be helpful to you in any way. The first and the most important reason that self-help is not working for you is, and I have to say this, is that you are consuming too much information and not implementing, which was the issue with me too. I would watch all these motivational videos, all these inspirational speeches and all these TED Talks and so many things, but somehow I failed to apply it in my life, and that really showed. Maybe that is the problem. Maybe you're jumping from one YouTube video to another podcast and another article about how to stop procrastinating, how to stop overthinking, how to be your best productive self, but you are just reading. You're just consuming stuff and not actually doing it. See, the thing is that when we consume too much information, this is my personal opinion, but I think when we consume too much information, our brain just gets tired from it. Working and being productive is honestly, I think, more of a brain thing than a body thing, because when we act on how we feel, we stop being productive. Similarly, if you consume too much content, I think your brain just gets tired from that stuff and you're like, okay, I've done it, I think I'm productive now, and then you don't want to work at all. It happens with a lot of us. We mistake information with transformation. We think that just because we are watching so much of self-help content, growth content, we are growing, but that's not the case. You cannot become better by just sitting and reading about that thing, watching about that thing, like consuming information about that thing and not actually doing anything related to it. And let me break it to you, knowledge without action is literally just mental clutter. It will not help you in any way. Let me explain it with an example. It is literally the same thing as watching a workout video and not working out. Like just watching all those workout videos and telling everybody, I know about this exercise, or I know about that type of workout, or I know what is the benefit of this type of workout, but not actually doing it. So it's not going to show on your body or like in your daily life. Results are not going to show up. Similarly, when we just try to consume self-help content a lot and we do not work, they do not show up, and then we think that, oh, self-help does not work. It won't work. Self-help only works if you do. Like, it literally depends on you. Everything literally depends on you. If you're not taking any action regarding whatever you want, no matter how much media you consume about it, no matter how much information you gain about it, it will not work because you are not working as well. The second thing is not getting to the cause of the problem. So let me give you an example. So when we think about procrastination, we think that we're just being lazy. But the truth is that procrastination sometimes occurs because of the fear of failure, or like because of the fear of trying and doing your best and still failing. That's what procrastination is sometimes. So what we do is we try to look up for all the methods that we can do to stop procrastinating, but to not get to the cause of the problem. We don't get to the cause of the problem. We don't address that we have a fear of failure. We don't address that maybe we are scared that other people are going to mock us if we fail, which means the problem is much deeper than we actually tend to give attention to it or like think of it. So maybe self-help is not working for you because you try to fix things without actually going deeper to what is causing those problems in the first place. And honestly, something that I have experienced is that self-care and all these things only work when you have that mindset shift. So when I procrastinate over something, I usually ask myself that why am I trying to avoid this task? What is the problem associated with that task, or what is the feeling that I'm trying to avoid with this task? And it's really difficult to move forward because you keep falling back into that loop of procrastination if you don't even know what the problem is. Like, not just about procrastinating, it can be about literally anything. You need to get to the root of the problem. Don't try to just quick fix that problem. Try to get deeper into that problem. What is actually the reason that you're doing a certain thing, or that a particular advice is not working for you? I'm not saying that all advice works for everybody. Yeah, but sometimes things are really helpful, and because we are ignoring the main problem, that particular advice does not work for us. Third thing is that you probably don't trust yourself enough. Like, you don't trust yourself that you are capable, or that you have the potential to achieve the things that you want to achieve. A problem with self-help is that we try to look for formulas to implement in our lives from people who do not live the same life as us. That's why I said that you don't trust yourself, because when you trust yourself, you try to create your own formulas. I'm not saying that don't listen to other people if they're telling you something nice or beneficial. I'm saying that you need to trust yourself enough to know what is going to work for you and what is not. Sometimes we just try to follow those strict schedules that other people follow just because we want to be productive, and a week later we are just back to our old habits. That's not how it works. Remember that challenge when everybody was trying to follow rich people's schedule? But it did not work for most of the people because nobody is living the same life as you. So instead of trying to look for formulas or solutions from other people, live a completely different life than you, try to create your own formula. Start trusting yourself. I always mention this. The self-trust is your biggest blessing. When you trust yourself, you know the decisions that you're taking are going to be beneficial to you, that they will help you. You know where to put your time in and where not to. You know who to follow, who not to. So try inculcating that in yourself. Fourth mistake that you're probably making: maybe you don't integrate what you listen to in your daily life. So imagine you're on a walk, right? And you're listening to this podcast and you feel really inspirational, you feel so motivated by it, and you just know that you can do things, you feel all of that amazing things. But after your walk finishes, you get back to your old environment and to your old habits. It's not going to work, because that's not how anything literally works. If you really want lasting change in your life, first of all, you need to change your environment and you need to change your old habits. So when you feel motivated, instead of just listening to it and being happy about it, which is a good thing to do it. But after that, try to inculcate that thing into your daily life. Don't just get back to old things after you listen to a good video, like a good podcast. Also, one of the problems is that, as I mentioned earlier, we try to just consume so much information about it and we don't apply it in our lives. But the thing is that we try to consume 10 things altogether. We don't even apply one thing. A better or a smart way is to actually just get one or maximum two advice, or like new things that you're going to try and inculcate in your life. Without integrating everything that you learn, your life cannot change, and you cannot get better, you cannot grow in any way, because again, you are being the same person, doing the same things as you were before you watched those videos or before you gained that information. And now after you've gained it, you're not changing, you're doing the same thing. It's not gonna have any effect. I would actually suggest to not just flip your life around by inculcating everything at once. Try to go step by step and try to take just one or two things at a time, so that it's not too big of a change. You can also get comfortable and you can learn along the way. Last thing is that instead of trying to change yourself according to that advice, or like fit in according to that advice, try to fit in that advice into your life according to your schedule and according to your life. I hope that it makes sense. What I'm trying to say is, as I mentioned before, that instead of just copying down other people's advice, try to mold it how it will fit better into your life and how it will be beneficial in your life. Because that's what it is. You're trying to improve your life in a way that you feel happy. So if you just copy down other people's ideas and like other people's advice, it's not gonna make you happy, first of all, and it is not gonna make you fulfilled until and unless it is something that has to be copied down. But apart from that, if it is something that requires you to change certain things or change your schedule or basically anything related to your life at the core. Try fitting in that advice into your life. So at the end of the day, it is your life and you're supposed to grow and be the best version of yourself by allowing things that are helpful to you in your way, not just in other people's way. That is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that this was helpful to you. If there's any other thing you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, stay safe.